You're picking Cade Cunningham to finish with 45 combined points, rebounds, and assists. 45 or more combined points, rebounds, and assists. Why?
Why not? Have you seen Cade over the last 4 games and what he's been doing? And look, he's going to have a better shooting night tonight because we know he's a student of the game. He's going to make adjustments, and he's going to continue to get to the paint. The role players are going to make shots, so he's going to have the assists, and he's an underrated rebounding guard that doesn't get enough credit. He's going to get that easily.
Okay, Stephen A., you've got Chet Holmgren going for 28-plus points, rebounds, and assists. Tell me why.
Who the hell is going to stop him on the Lakers? That's why. I mean, well, who's going to stop him? I mean, think about that. 20 points. What are we talking about here? 28 points, rebounds, and assists. Who is going to stop him? The Lakers have no one on their front court to do anything with Chet Holmgren. That's why.
Okay. And I will be taking Shai Gilgeous-Alexander 30 or more points. And I know he had his worst outing of the year, worst outing in a couple of years. Last time he played in Game 1, scored 18. You take a look at what he did against the Suns, 3 games where he scored more than 31. I think he bounces back pretty nicely here in Game 2. So as for the series here, Game 1, as I just said, SGA was held under 20 points, and Oklahoma City still won by 18. So Stephen A., who's beating the Thunder when they bring their A game?
I don't think anybody. I mean, I know there's people that think the San Antonio Spurs to my left, but I don't believe anybody is beating Oklahoma City if Oklahoma City brings its A game. Now, understand what its A game means. Its A game means not just them being efficient, not just SGA being great, but also J-Dub being back in that lineup. Because I will say this about both Minnesota and San Antonio. I think their chances of beating Oklahoma City elevate exponentially if J-Dub is not available in the conference finals. They need him in order to repeat as champions, in my estimation. They need Jalen Williams. They don't need him to beat the Lakers. Hell, shoot. I mean, the way the Lakers looked against them in Game 1, you could damn near sit SGA out with J-Dub, and they still find a way to beat the Lakers. That's how I feel about them. But, I mean, I just think that they're head and shoulders above the Lakers. But with SGA being there, it's not going to be a contest. It comes down to J-Dub being in that lineup. I think San Antonio and Minnesota would have a strong chance of taking out Oklahoma City without J-Dub.
Kurt, how do you see it?
Well, I'm a little disappointed again in you this morning because with J-Dub being out, the Thunder are very vulnerable. I believe that the San Antonio Spurs have a shot if they make it to the conference finals. I believe the Minnesota Timberwolves have a legit shot at beating them. And I also think that the New York Knicks.
That's the finals.
Okay, but what I'm saying is that can anybody beat OKC? Anybody. That means East and West.
Well, I wasn't thinking about the East because I'm like, you're not getting to the finals without J-Dub.
Well, listen, this is what I'm trying to explain to you is this. One could argue, and you know how I feel about OKC, but one could argue we don't know what that Game 7 would have looked like if Tyrese Halliburton wouldn't have went down last season.
That's fair.
Okay, so the Indiana.
I believe in SGA.
Oh, I do too, but they did take them to 7 games. So when you look at the Spurs, Minnesota, and you look at and when J-Dub do return, who's to say he's going to be 100% SA? That's all I'm saying. So I do give those other 3 teams a fighting chance.
Yeah, Mero, get in here.
You said it, man. J-Dub is the X factor. If he's there, it's hard. They're Thanos. If he's not, they're beatable. You know, not crazy beatable, but beatable.
Yeah.
You know, and I think, like Perk said, it could be the Knicks, could be the Wolves. Spurs have an alien that's 8 feet tall. I feel like people keep forgetting about that, but they have the strongest chance, I think.
Yeah, it's been 2 weeks since we've seen Jalen Williams. He had that hamstring injury, Game 2 against the Suns, and it remains to be seen when we will see him back out there. But obviously, they're better at full strength, but they were pretty darn good the other night, even when SGA wasn't playing his best. So to recap here with our parlay, we've got Cade Cunningham to have 45 or more points, rebounds, and assists. Chet Holmgren to have 28-plus points, rebounds, and assists, and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander to score more than 30 points. Those odds are plus 568 for a parlay on DraftKings Sportsbook. Coming up next, Talking about practice? Stephen A. recounts the memorable press conference by his good friend Allen Iverson.
Lakers and OKC. Lakers have been without Luka since early April because of that grade 2 hamstring strain. There's still no clear date when he'll be able to return. And if you listened to him talk yesterday, it sounds like that date is going to be next year. Here was Luka talking about his intentions.
I'm just doing everything I can, like I said. Every day I'm doing stuff I'm supposed to do. Obviously recovery, now I'm working. But like I said, doctor said 8 weeks at the beginning of the first MRI. I'm just going day by day, and I feel better every day.
Feels better every day. 8 weeks, it's not been anywhere near 8 weeks to this point. Windman, does it sound like, or from what you're understanding, are we going to see Luka Doncic again in this series?
Yeah, he showed his cards because they obviously had never said 8 weeks before yesterday. And look, when you're talking about an injury like this, you're really never 100% sure. Maybe it could be a little bit shorter. Maybe it could be a little bit longer. But, I mean, they said grade 2 hamstring strain, so it wasn't like they were hiding it. But obviously the 8-week timeline, that would be carrying us into the NBA Finals. Yeah. And so maybe he's a little bit ahead of that schedule. But he did say he's running, so that's a good sign. But no, I mean, and by the way, I don't think the Lakers have been under the delusion that he is going to come back. I think they've gone into this series with Oklahoma City knowing he's not going to be there, and he articulated that in a way that's clear. And so basically what I would say is, because I feel like every single day here in LA, people are asking me, when is Luka coming back? When is Luka coming back? You can push that aside. Focus on what the Lakers have to try to piece together tonight in this series. Luka Doncic is not coming to the rescue.
Right. The answer to that question is October.
Yeah.
That's when Luka's coming back.
Yeah.
So I think that's the reality of the situation.
That's probably
So
the most
let's
accurate
live in
statement.
reality.
Yeah.
And then I say this with all due respect. LeBron is one of the all-time greats, on the short list, and J.J. Redick is a terrific coach, all the rest of that. The Lakers are outmatched in this series. So let's look past it for a moment here, Michael Wilbon. If you're in charge there, are you looking at the situation saying, I'm going to building around Luka, I'm going to give Austin Reeves a huge contract, I'm going to bring LeBron back another year if he's willing to make some sort of agreement on money, and I'm going to try and put pieces around that and make a run at a title next year. Does that work? Is that the way you would go about it if you were the Lakers?
No, not when I look at Oklahoma City and San Antonio and Minnesota. They're all ahead. Mm-hmm. And Denver's got to make moves too. You're going against another team that is ahead of you or right with you. Denver's got to do something with that team around Joker. They're not going to just come back like they first round exit out. So no, I don't know. You mentioned Reeves. He's an interesting piece and situation. There's some places where Reeves can help in a lot of places. He's a really good player.
Right.
Is he have to be with Luka and LeBron? Really? They got some needs on that team. I don't know, as we look at this now, who are you going to move? What are you going to do? Hachimura. How valuable a piece is he? What can you package? What can you do? There are people, look, again, just look at the history of this league. Every year, I know it's in July, and I'm somewhere thinking there's a few days off and the phone rings, and somebody says, oh my God, Kevin Durant just.
Right.
Oh my God, this is the history of this league. You sit around, I remember, who was it? Jack Ramsey telling a great story about, let me tell you about the night I traded Wilt. What? What? So you think that Austin Reeves can't get traded? You think Jaylen Brown can't get traded? Any of them can be traded. And I think that Denver and the Lakers are two teams I'm looking at to have to improve their teams.
The decision it feels like they're going to have to make is, do they believe Austin Reeves is the second best player on a championship team? That's the question. Luka is good enough with the exact right pieces around him. We've seen it, to go to the finals, but you have to be real careful. The question is, Austin Reeves is a very good player. No one questions that. Yeah. Is he good enough to be the second best player on a championship team?
Not in the way you have to build this team, especially if LeBron James stays in LA, which to me is his best option. And for the Lakers, really, it's about money with LeBron, right? Because with Luka, you're going to know he's going to miss time. You're going to need somebody else on that team. Austin Reeves, by the way, 3 for 16, 0 for 5 in game 1. Not good enough. Well, how am I giving you all that money if that's the game? You got to give me a game 2 that stands out to me. But they've got to upgrade the most important position on that team, and that is center. DeAndre Ayton has good games, but it's not consistent enough. The only way they get better, especially with a guy like Luka, is to have a big man that he can work with. Ayton's not consistent enough.
So just for the sake of the exercise, to be the second for the Lakers, the money aside, but just look at the Eastern or Western Conference.
There you go.
Your other second guys are, if you want Jalen Williams or J-Dub, who's out, but I get it. J-Dub, I don't think Austin Reeves is as good as he is. If you want to say Chet, no. In San Antonio, I go Stephon Castle, no. Minnesota, maybe you start getting to the same sort of tier in terms of second fiddle guys, like as Minnesota's dealing with injuries. But like, to me, as much as you're building this roster, everything, we said it in New York, everything is built to knock off whoever's at the top.
Well, keep in mind, Reeves is on the other end of the floor. Luka's already a negative on defense. You can't have two negative guys playing
especially when you look at your second guys that you're trying to go after to knock off. A lot of them are two.
And by the way, if you go to Minnesota, Randall, is he as good as Randall? No, he's not.
So, Wendy, just finish it up for us here. As far as I don't mean to disrespect them, but if we're already going to look ahead to their offseason, what will you be watching for?
Well, Alan is absolutely right. If you look at the Western Conference teams, you've got to figure out size. If you look at what Luka had when he was in Dallas where he got to the final, he had great size. He was able to play off of lob guys who could protect the rim. They have to get size. The thing about it is if they re-sign LeBron James to a meaningful number and they re-sign Austin Reeves to his market number, because there will be teams willing to pay him, there will be no cap space for that. So you're going to have to find a way to create that cap space. That could say goodbye to Rui Hachimura. Is that saying LeBron will give you $30 million less? It's hard.
I hope they make a fool of me and win tonight, and that series is 1-1. We will see. Meanwhile, us two hitting the mark. It's brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook. Looking ahead to tonight's game. Let's talk about that game. Alan, give me a number you like in Lakers Thunder.
Austin Reeves, 20 points or more. Why? Because he's got to. That's why. Because they need somebody to carry some scoring. This is what he does. He had a very poor shooting night in game one. Not himself, especially from downtown. He needs to bring it tonight. I'm expecting he will.
Monica, how about the big fella on the other side?
All right, I got Chet going over 17 points. He continues to be probably, I don't want to say the single most differentiating factor, but there just is no good matchup on the floor for him. We saw the Lakers figure out how to make Shai look less like himself, but Chet, to me, he's the loose cannon, so I expect him to put up big numbers.
He was great in game one, and then we got Cavs, Pistons. Alan, give me a play from that one.
Donovan Mitchell, I need him to keep stepping up. Now, he has been good from three for the most part in the playoffs. 3+ he averages per game, so I'm going to take him for getting 3+ in this because while the paint is closed against Detroit, the three-pointers are there for him. He's got to make them.
So those are the
How about
picks.
an under for turnovers for Harden and Mitchell?
Nice.
What's that key
They
number?
didn't give me that option, Michael, but I
That
would
would be
take
welcome.
that.
But these are the picks that we've made a parlay. Again, it's Reeves to go over, Holmgren over, Mitchell to hit 3 threes. They're a parlay at DraftKings Sportsbook with odds of +610. And on DraftKings Sportsbook, all customers can get a profit boost every day of the NBA playoffs. Download the app and use the promo code GET